Yo, it's 6. We're live. How's the peeps doing today? Anyone here yet? 'Cause I'm not. I'm still setting up some stuff. Plug my phone in, and then we can start. Okay. Okay, so last time we lift up my chair a little bit. Last time we left off with, I wish I could put an emote of Goose's face one day. I mean, arguably, if I gave you my whatever better TTTV thing account info, you could make one if you wanted to. I just know I'm not gonna spend the time on that right now until I hit affiliate. But like, if you wanted Gooseface and Talow's face in there, you could really put in a little bit of effort and put it in there. Just let me know if you ever want to do that. But what was I saying? We actually made progress last time. We talked to the fucking time, dude. I hate it. I was just talking to my wife, who is you, about that. Oof. We talked to the lady who we started the game talking to outside of our room. And turns out she was, like, there for the actual murder, which was the dude getting shot. And he got shot in the head as they were banging, is the story. And she's thinking it's Ruby, the character from Steven Universe, who killed. So, we haven't met Ruby yet, but if we're gonna trust this lady, which drama straight up did not want us to, for whatever reason, and we rolled with it because I had a high percent chance of rolling it, then we kind of think this lady's lying about all this, but she said she'd stick around, but she also might be lying about that, so who knows. And then our god Shivers Powers told us that Revachol would be free in like 2 months. So like, I'm gonna assume we don't stop this war that's gonna break out from that the like Union's trying to start, because like, free Revachol in 2 months, like what? So right now we're on our way to go find her passport to like back up her story, and then we have like a meeting at 2022, what is that, like 9 p.m? I don't know 24-hour clock that well. And then oh yeah, we met a Time Vortex rich person who gave us $100. And we won at pinball, was the last thing we did. Oh yeah, we got through the secret door. That's where we left off exactly. So we're gonna explore the secret area, and then go get her credentials, and then go get our gun back, supposedly, which was purchased by a mentally unstable old lady named Pigs. So those are our plans for today. 22 is 10. See, I'm an idiot. I wouldn't do well. I don't know how to number. Hopefully things run slightly smoother today. I didn't really test this game to see if it would actually run smoother or not. Looks like it's not. But I did play like a game earlier today that was just like way more taxing on my system than this. So if it's running poorly, which it kind of looks like my whole computer's running poorly, and that like it seems like my stuff's like lagging just ever so slightly, then at least on my end it's looking that way. Then I'm gonna assume it's either this game's update or it's Streamlabs that's running super poorly. And if it's Streamlabs that's running super poorly, then I will definitely look into switching to OBS. Because, like, Streamlabs has already been not doing great. And if it's what's, like, really killing my, like, computer here, then, like, we're not putting up with that anymore. But, like, I was literally playing, like, Halo today for, like, a few hours and had absolutely no lag.
All these
Like, this is running terribly.
Just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment, the lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age.
Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era, on the Muindi Isola, the others being Ria Silvia and Advesperasket. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually.
Okay.
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
Kimball.
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
Kimball.
What? So now he remembers.
Oh, so Kim was a famous pinballer and we beat some fucking game in front of him last time that, like, nobody has ever beat before and he's, like, famous? That's hilarious.
Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantastique, science fiction, and historic romance franchise. It is lame. I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
That's why you don't like Kudo?
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
Don't worry, I'll keep calling you Kim.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling.
Dude, imagine, like, telling someone, like, oh, I'll just keep calling you by your name, but they're like, my title and last name, please. Like, just big oof there. Alright, we got this elevator.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
Kim's a good friend. Yeah, I was saying, like, that response wasn't a very good friend of him.
The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. at the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descente, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long time ago.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
Well, let's go. This is just gonna work fine. No problem, even though it hasn't been maintained in 60 years? What year is it? 51, right? So 60... Oof, it's a lot. 64? 63? Oh, sick.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up, a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Harties bang away at it.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this.
Gotta go talk to Gart the Fart again. Some footprints. Pinky's gang.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Somebody's done a Scooby-Doo thing with Kim and Harry here, I bet, right? They made Kim like Velma, because they wear he wears glasses, and orange. And they made your guy like Shaggy, because usually he has a beard, but also wears green.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Why's Gart gotta be the fart? Because he's kind of an asshole.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer, the Blue Door was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, which I would say is quite large. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. The roof from where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least there are good argument for this Ruby doing it, to present to Titus.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom made or old-fashioned. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is.
Between that and that. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument for her either. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Alright, learning things. Tiny hole in the wall, you can see the bedroom. Oh no, someone was peeping.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there.
Alright. Well, learning a lot. We got a new jacket, the pinball coat. Someone called M Knife Locks. Okay. We got another point. Now, last time we probably said what point we want this to go into. But I don't remember. So, we're just gonna go from there. I think I remember saying, like, I was gonna pump logic and perception. Logic's almost maxed, so we might as well just keep pumping it till it's maxed, and then start working on another stat. That's my vote. That's what I'm doing.
This is the barred door you tried to kick in before.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Glacia about this route. See how she reacts?
Folded M dimension, a reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly and reads science fiction.
Was it perception? There was something else too. Nah, there was something. Well. Yeah, I know. I remember there was something, but part of me playing this is I'm not going to stress too much about stats. Just going to kind of roll with it and see what happens. There was probably a talking thing that I messed up and wanted to retry or something, but is what is. I know logic and perception are my main two that I'm going to be pumping. So if I can't remember, something doesn't like come to me, then I'll just do it. You know? There's also the journal, which I can look through and see which things I've failed and like are still available. It's still loading in weird on this game. So then my bet is, like I said, I didn't run this game today to test it, but my bet it's this game's update or it's Streamlabs tanking everything.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
All of those were grayed out, and they were like, let's ask her about things, but I guess not. I guess we'll just go straight to Titus. Or no, we'll go grab her ID, and then come back and talk to Titus, and then go from there. I really want to get her ID. Just because I feel like if, I don't know, everything is like set up the way she is, then us hunting down the ID and confirming that she was at least telling the truth about that. I'm not saying I personally feel like she's lying, but like when she started telling us the truth, but she did lie to us in the beginning, which makes it harder to trust her. But yeah, we also need to put this hat back on. I guess I should have dumped into... At the beginning of the game, you get to pick a stat that's like extra good, and I picked Encyclopedia for whatever reason. Thought it'd be neat, but Encyclopedia's turned out pretty good. It's teaching us a lot about like the world and like lore, which is like good, so that way we have some sort of understanding with the game. But I feel like as a character, like playing through this game a second time, having absolutely no points into Encyclopedia, like it wouldn't really matter too much, because you as the player already learned the lore. Alright, and so now we want to fast travel. Like, we can go to, what is it, just like the map over here, and look, it's like all the things. So like, which thing did we, you know, want to do here? Oh my god, I forgot about this fucking scroll thing on this. Is awful. Oh my gosh. Like, there's quite a few that, like, Volition looks like it was a big one, but, you know, whatever. The other one might have been, I'm kind of remembering us being like, oh, we can go upgrade a stat to get that lady's signature, but we kind of just, like, got other people's signatures instead. So. Alright, so her thing, she said it was up by the docks in Reeds. So I'm assuming it's like this way. In a buoy. That's the trap. Let's check the phasmid trap since we're here.
Just dead.
Okay, yeah, no phasmids. Alright, we got a buoy over here. I'm not seeing a buoy. Alright, what's the task on that? West of the boardwalk, somewhere in the Reeds. So I was up here, it's over down by where the phasmid hunters were then. Come on, where that buoy at? Is it not over here either? Phasmid? Do we at least have a phasmid?
A few.
No. We have a map. Our map. I guess I can check the cardinal directions on there.
The trap is.
Okay. Which way is north? Is do we actually not have a thing for northeast, south, and west? So I think they kept saying that this way was actually north or something. So then west of the docks would be still like up in the area I checked, right? I guess I'll just run around until I find it. This is the dock kind of area, so... Find it when we find it, apparently. Up here, maybe? No. I don't want to be running around for like all day. I got like other things to do. Is this it? Yellow moss stones, probably stolen. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know where this buoy is. I am not finding a buoy. I said it was near the docks. But I am kind of near the docks and I'm not finding it too much. Alright, Kel, I need you to do some backseating for me. Where is this buoy? Is it like these docks they want me to search by? Is that it? It's like this one? Not the like dock where we found the body? It's this dock? No? Yeah, I assumed it was the other dock. Getting ready to give up, though. I'm not finding a buoy anywhere. And we did not, we checked all the traps again, and we did not find a phasmid. You want me to hold on? I know I would Google just like, Disco Elysium, where's the buoy? Or, like, buoy location. But you could also probably just be like, do it how you normally do, and be like, excuse me, Mr. Google. Sorry for bothering. Alright, cross the canal. Oh, it's near the canal? Head along the west side of the coast, then north until you find the buoy. But which way's north and west? I mean, there's only one direction I can go that's along the coast, but we will just find it. Alright. Is it like... Hey, this is along the coast. I feel like I ran past this whole area already. Maybe I didn't like stay close enough to the coast to like find the buoy. I definitely have been here. And I'm not finding the buoy. Can I get like a better description? Like, is it closer to the church? Is it like closer to the canal? Is it like in the canal area? I feel like my biggest problem right now is like not having a compass. And just kind of not knowing which way is north or west or... Wait, go up. Go up where? Back up by the church? Okay. Going up. By the time I write, you're like 30 seconds later, never mind. But like you said, go up like over here. So like, I'm trying to like think of where I was 30 seconds ago. So like over here. Was it like over here? Hot or cold? It is west of the Feld building from where the cryptozoologists were. I was over there. Yeah, like I said, the biggest problem I have is I'm not really sure where like northeast, south, and west are exactly, and it looks like my map doesn't actually have a compass written on it to help me like determine direction. Okay, so it's just like out here somewhere and I totally missed it. Oh, yep, there it is. Totally missed it. Didn't get close enough. Thanks, Cal.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down
Fucking
amidst
genius.
the
Got it.
trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
That, over there, must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies. Cold, air, tendons. Snapped the cords keeping the boy in place. A little longer, and it would be floating somewhere out in the open sea. Moves across the water, leaving no traces. You're cold again, as always. Moves across the water, leaving no trace. Splendor.
Indeed.
The boy is not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom really have been torn or cut. You lift it out of the water easily, noticing how light it is. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
There's something in there, splashing around. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. Smells a little salty. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well done. I have no idea.
Alright.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Yeah, the cryptozoologists were digging around.
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Not trusting her more and more as time goes on. It seems like we made the right call to not trust her. Set up to the church so we can fast travel back and then harass everybody at the Whirling in Rags. Ugh. Yeah, see, look, like no compass anywhere. Like there's I looked at this and was like, oh, compass, but then they're just in all the corners. We got like a distance thing, but yeah, no northeast, south, or west anywhere. I also find it odd that there's not a fast travel point at Everett's thing, considering like it's kind of a hike to get to. Shipping yard, harbor thing. Game, you die? Okay. Alright. So let's head back and just confirm with her. And then we'll talk to Gart, and then we'll talk to Titus. It's annoying. Nah, I just dropped my phone. It hit all of the loud things on the way down. Ooh. She's kind of tedious to get to as well. Just like, gotta enter the Whirling in Rags, gotta go into her room, then gotta go up, like, upstairs, then gotta go outside. Had a nice sound, thunk. I'm glad you enjoyed the thunk. I'm glad it didn't land on my foot. It probably would have hit right where I have that, like, wound.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Found your buoy.
Oh,
Did you take the documents?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
Cryptid.
Cryptid. Of course. That must be it. Thank you. I feel better already. Now that I think about it, you mentioned seawater. I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
Alright. Well, that was that. Cryptids took it, I guess, is what we're going with. Man, that autosave tanked. I really wonder, it seems like it's Streamlabs that's causing this issue. I really need to test it out again, just because, like, I don't know, I tried clicking a button in Streamlabs, and then, like, my whole computer just kind of, like, ran poorly. So I'm wondering if something, in Streamlabs, something that changed, which is, like, weird, because I didn't change anything. Well, we changed stuff for that near stream, which caused a bunch of issues. But, like, it was after that stream that we started having these issues, too. Which is, like, making me wonder if it's, like, maybe some update that Streamlabs had that's causing it. Or, like, I didn't change any settings prior to that near, though, and Disco is still crashing constantly. So, like, who's to say? But, yeah, maybe next time... Or maybe after, not next week, but the week after, we, like, you know, maybe we, like, spend some time to look into, like, switching over to OBS in case it runs smoother.
Was there something you needed? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Oh yeah, let's blame her.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
Well, I don't like loose ends.
Yeah, neither do I. Thank you for telling me, I guess. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Sounds like she has money tucked away somewhere. Enough to be a stable paying guest.
Alright, go and steal her money, I guess. I got into the back room.
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here.
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why, do you want to play?
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business related, about how much money he could make of one.
The fuck is this one? If you plan on selling the machines, I want a fat cut.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better,
Damn it.
I'm not planning to sell them. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Tattletale? Dude, my literal character's job is to, like, catch people in crimes. His job is arguably a tattletale.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I'm warning him.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
Who... Yeah.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Shouldn't be worried.
I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that.
Ceilings are too high for us to fail. Yeah, who owns it?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
Was it? Yeah, who named it this?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Atenaeus. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Well, good luck.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Peephole.
What wall?
Secret room right next to the bedroom. Found it when I found the pinball.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face.
Maybe someone... What, his composure is failing, and we noticed it?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
Well, he's definitely not lying. He wouldn't endanger this business like that.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a hole in the wall. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? Yes.
Alright, talk to Gart. Didn't really gain much, other than some XP, which is nice, right? We gotta call them. Haven't found this. That one we'll never do. This one we'll never do, I guess. We'll do this tonight. We still need to do that, and then we need to talk to Titus. So let's, we got the time. Let's go talk to the old guy first, and then let's go talk to Titus. It's literally every loading screen just like makes me nervous. Let's check out the serial number.
Inside.
Jeez, that was buggy.
Levers, a radio microphone.
Pick up the radio.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Find out.
Yes, I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
The lieutenant leans in to listen.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Cortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S.
Hey, Jen.
K-O-R-T-E-N-A-I-E-R. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February 09. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminole conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Trenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Ravachon.
I'm doing. How are you doing, Jan?
None, officer. Sorry. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
It is. Thank you, Alice. Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A name. This is very good. Ellis Cortenard.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of...
Alright. Getting nervous about that Scottsdale job? Yeah, I saw your post. I hope you get it. Pump another point into logic. Max out logic. Yeah, sounds stupid. Let's do it. Alright. Also, we can now go tell her her boyfriend's name, I guess, or the guy's name that she was like kind of romantically hooking up with.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
Does this mean anything to you?
I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. Bells of the revolution.
Could be moving back like next month, but we'll see. Yeah, it'd be really cool. And also like crazy and like fast paced, but like cool at the same time. I'll be happy I'm not helping you move this time though, because that fucking sucked last time. But like, yeah, good luck.
You know what?
You're getting movers? Yeah.
They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
Are you gonna like spend a couple days driving down, or are you gonna just do the one crazy drive? Again, Jan.
Enough! I can go
What do you think
over
about
these
that?
matters in detail with you, Gaston, but not while we have company. So, officers,
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
You would do it all in one shot again? I guess do what you do. Def not overnight, though. Yeah, that was horrible. We kept awake, though, even though it was getting sketchy near the end. We also left, like, in the middle of a fucking storm, and, like, forest fires in Flagstaff, too. 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah, not bad, just terrible, like, driving. And doing it, like, kind of more now-ish. I don't know how things are in Utah, but, like, not as much snow, like, down here, at least. The roads were all closed. We had to take a detour. Yeah, because of all the fire. Everything was on fire. We were driving through fires. Storms were happening. There was that giant demon in the road that we were both just like, what the fuck is that? And then, like, just, like, gone. Oh, you know what? I remembered what I wanted that point in. It was to do the thing on this guy. You have snow tires, so it's no big deal. Was that composure? Yeah. We want to point in composure so we can see that.
It's you again. What is it?
We also passed that guy whose car was all fucked from a deer that he exploded. Yeah, that, like, minivan. And then we were, like, fucking nervous as shit about deer for, like, 2 hours because it was, like, pitch black.
Why?
Um... It's the next link in the chain that leads me to the killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Jeez.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
The trip was so horrible. Yeah. It was
I think we'll keep sticking around.
it's a fucking memory. That's for sure.
Quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
I may be having a job here by the end of this month. It has horrible pay. Seems like a terrible dead-end job, but it's remote and it's money for now. Until I can, like, find a better job. So we'll see if I get it, basically. They have a drug screening as part of it, and I'm gonna tell them, like, yo, there's like 14,000 cases a day in Arizona. I'm not going to go do a drug screening. And told them that, like, I'm gonna tell them that mail-in and mobile labs exist, and or waive it, or I'll wait until case numbers are down and see what they say. Because, like, I kind of don't want the job because it seems super awful, and then I won't have time to, like, take certification classes and, like, towards the career I want to go into. I won't have time to, like, take care of our house or even spend time with Kelly if I'm also doing the stream. So, like, I don't know. I don't really, like, want the job. At the interview, Jan, the guy 3 different times told me to, like, try to stick around for a year and, like, then move to a different company. The dude, like, told me to, like, quit the job and go somewhere else, like, after a year, because he knows that the pay was so terrible and, like, that nobody would stay there. So, like, kind of hoping they don't work with me so then I don't have to take the job. But at the same time, like, our money's a bit tight here. We're, like, kind of on the cusp of our finances in terms of, like, being in the red of every month or being in the green. But Kelly's due for a raise in March, which should help that. But, like, I also don't want to get just, like, quit my shitty dead-end job to then go to college and then get a shitty dead-end job out of college that's gonna, like, emotionally and physically drain me. That way I don't have, like, feel like doing anything after work that's, like, non-fulfilling too. So, like, I don't know, pretty on the fence about it. If they're gonna fight me on, like, the drug test, then, like, I'm just gonna, like, say no. But yeah, that's it. I signed the paperwork that said I'd be willing to take a drug test, but, like, I'm not willing to, like, go and do one out in the pandemic world. Alright, let's hit this.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Getting something to pay the bills pays the bills, at least, but nothing stopping you from being on the hunt the whole time. Yeah, we're paying our bills. The problem is we're just, like, not really saving right now is kind of the issue. So, like, it's not, like, a huge deal that I get a job, like, right now. But the only thing stopping me from being on the hunt is it seems like the job is designed that you, like, literally have 0 downtime at the job. And, like, there's no, like, working ahead. Because, like, if you try to work ahead, then they'll just give you constantly more work. And then all the company has, like, a 1.5-star review because their turnover rate is so horrible because they expect so much. And, like, anyone who works slightly above, like, there's a daily quota, and anyone who works above that quota, I guess they set whatever they did as their new quota that they have to meet every day. So, like, if you did, like, 15 whatevers in a day, your new quota is now 15, not 12. And the job doesn't give anybody raises or, like, promotions almost ever. And they literally were kept repeating, like, yeah, just work here for a year because then you can have a year as a financial analyst on your resume, and then you can get a better job. Was, like, literally what they were saying in the interview 3 different times. So I kind of hope I don't get it, just because it seems awful and, like, it'll stress me the fuck out and I'm not excited or happy about it. But at the same time, an extra, like, I don't know, like, $2,500 a month in our pockets sounds nice too. Yeah, it's how they keep the pay low. High turnover is great for that. Yeah. And so it's like the industry, they pay like $20K less than the starting industry standard too. So it's like, yeah, like, really bad pay, really high turnover, seems super not worth it, really stressful. I won't have time to, like, have a wife and a house and a stream and hobbies and other things. So, like, and be able to, like, hunt for other jobs while also trying to get certifications. It just seems like there won't be time for all of that if I take it, is, like, the scary part. So then, like, taking it and then, like, getting stuck because I'm not, like, or, like, getting stressed out or, like, having relationship problems or whatever. So it's, like, kind of that debate of, is this even fucking worth it for, like, shit pay?
Because she was here all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
Yeah, but like I'd rather have it a job that I can make a career out of than a job that's dead end and I actively know I'm looking to quit as soon as possible. So that's kind of the thing.
She was here all night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here during all that time.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop.
You could take it and quit in like 2 weeks or if something better comes up. It's not like you get locked in. Yeah. The problem is the like something better coming up in that time, as well as the like the first 2 weeks are training, and they expect me to work like 9 to 5:30. And then, like, if my stream is supposed to start at 6, then I'll just, like, literally have no time. So then, currently, my plan is I'm going to take, like, pause the streaming for, like, 3 weeks as I, like, transition into the new position and figure out my schedule. To, like, make things work. The getting locked in part, the only worry about that is, not necessarily, like, getting locked in early. Yeah, quit in 2 weeks, sure. The problem is if, like, I'm nearing a year or something, and it's just, like, I don't know, just, like, I'm at, like, 10 months. But, like, at the same time, the only thing I think that's going to help me get the job that I want is getting those certifications and having time for that. I do plan on spending the next, like, 2 weeks pumping in a shitload of time into getting 2 certifications. And then, like kind of starting to apply to a ton of the jobs. And then if I start working at this job, my first plan is to spend my first paycheck on getting a new desk set up, just because I'll need a bigger desk if I'm also going to be working here. And my plan when I got a job was to get a new desk anyways, no matter what the job was. And then after that is I'm going to start spending the money on like taking other certification things and getting more certifications to go into the career path I'm looking at. Isn't that better than 10 months of not having a job? Yeah. The only way I won't take the job is if they won't work with me on the drug test. If they'll work with me on the drug test, I'll take the job and work there. That's all. I just, like, you know, it kind of seems shitty.
And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
He's been through it. That means he's suspected her too. Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Okay. You do agree the shot came from the roof, though?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez.
You never been drug tested as an engineer? You think it's insane? Yeah, I think drug tests are only for shitty jobs. And they're designed to just attack poor people working shitty jobs. I think that's all they're for. Nobody in, like, a good position gets, like, drug tested. When you're joining, like, an engineer, especially, like, a developer career, too, usually, like, people aren't getting drug tested in those. Especially not anymore. Especially since the pandemic, too. Drug testing's been going down a lot for tech industry and engineers. When you onboarded at UDOT, there was drug tests, but because you were on all the technicians had to get drug tested, and me and this intern girl just sat there and waited. That's funny.
Maybe from the coast, but like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
Alright, secret path.
Oh.
Abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
Yeah, Theo. You old person. Yeah, if you deal with social security numbers, then you have to. This job, too, I think, deals with some stuff. So, like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I know someone who works there, is one of my friends. Which is... They said they think they're currently waiving those because there's no way that they're sending people out right now, like, to get drug tested while case numbers are so high, but you just never know.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
I work on federally funded projects. Yeah, I mean, like, arguably the government should be drug testing you, but who the fuck cares?
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Also found footprints.
Footprints. Recent.
The tracks were recent, but not worn down in the right foot like Ruby's. It's best to omit this pesky little polemic for now. Too confusing.
Recent week or two.
That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that call. Good news is, I'm still listening.
I
don't like guessing, Cole. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
You didn't find it, but Ruby had it.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
Now, the ribbon was old. Faded. It'd been there for 20 years at least.
You just put it back there when she was done.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well, and you know it.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it.
The winch? Is the winch what controlled the elevator?
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there? That's wall mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it?
Some pinball machines.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Nothing. I just thought they'd be neat.
Wow, man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
You can smell your beans. You're a freak, Jane. Stop eating nothing but beans. Eat some other food so you stop farting everywhere.
All right. We can get the barman to bring them down.
Sick.
What else?
Yeah, have we established that she could have done this?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we established.
But beans are so good. What does your apartment smell like with you sitting in there farting all the time because you eat nothing but beans? I bet it's awful. I bet every time you like open your door to the hallway, the like neighbors are like, "Oh no, the fucking fart apartment's opening its doors," or people walking past. Come on, Jed. Yeah, to you it doesn't.
But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But
let's see. Jacketed gun.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
Just being upfront with what I know.
Right. That's mighty forthcoming of you. So, let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected to you know what.
organized crime. Down in Jamrock, probably. He's not being too forthcoming. This is not a surprise.
So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination.
Here's this gun.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
It's just hidden in the ground.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
That's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
He sees it. This is coming together. He must. Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet. The blonde man looks at the mushroomed Deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
"Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4mm too."
Whoa.
Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. You have been thorough. I'll give you that. All right. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit curious about some things myself.
T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. If Ruby is Everart's like main squeeze and it's not actually Titus and the Hardy Boys and Ruby's the actual leader. So like she told me some interesting things about like how it could be like a weird romance thing, but like it's this that makes it interesting because like if she's Everart's main person, then like doing the fucked up shit to then cause this civil war, which then gives Everart control of this whole part of Rivashal and like that kind of stuff is like why she organized the thing was more important, right? Because like the why is for this civil war is arguably why I think. How do I feel about Amalja? Who the fuck's Amalja? It's not why. It's why did she organize the cover-up? She told me some interesting stuff. Part of the leadership? No. It was done so we appeared to know that something was wrong. Like, yeah, that's interesting. No, not at all. So it's like this or this or this. I guess talking about what the lady told me was interesting, but it's like getting into like the weird like sexual anger side of it is like kind of weirder. Let's go this.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
You have no idea what's happening? What do you mean? Did you like miss the end of like last stream?
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Eugene wants a woman on the team so they can do their job. That must be hard.
Half
of Martinez is female.
Well, I mean, like, we didn't progress the game for, like, a whole fucking day because we were just doing stupid side quests. But the woman that you talk to right at the very beginning of the game, after you leave your bedroom, the, like, youngish woman... Oh, you don't want to know? Okay. Or it's because she knew what happened because she killed him.
Not so useful.
Okay. She told me interesting things.
Like what?
Apparently she had a thing.
A thing? You mean?
Yeah, this is stupid.
Behind his squinting eyes, dominoes are falling. Fast. It's all beginning to make sense to him now.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Yeah, Angus.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
What Kim said.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Okay. Made advances, and she thwarted them.
And threatened her, and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. That Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
If that's the case, then it's not right. But it's not the case, right?
There are many pieces that fit together that way, Eugene. Face it.
Yeah, and then the cover-up.
And I suppose you have a theory about that too, cop.
They've just been covering up for herself.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Okay.
He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing a murder?
The man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Which is why she didn't. This is fucking stupid, Titus. This and the queer thing, all of it. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods, a very small nod, and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about, ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Wanna know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
Sweet ignorance, that's right, Jan.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was she scared of?
You.
The RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Why would you be so scared? Just a cop.
Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Ooh, Titus thinks we're a good cop. Cool. What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
And then when they're all empty, just move onto the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
Oh, I'm having to go on with my life kind of day too, Titus. Thanks for asking.
Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim?
You are insistent.
I got like flashes of the cockatoo lady.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught he. But she was too scared.
Nice. Any clues?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Joke's on you, I got demon shiver powers to find people in the city.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a Hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here. So, I'm thinking she's there.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
If you're all here, who's looking?
Lizzie needed some air.
So she didn't go to tell Everett?
No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know. Fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Tell me more on the coast I should start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
Ooh, is that the, like, torture shack, or is it the shack that, like, Shivers told me to look under the floorboards, but there was no prompt?
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man.
Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan.
This guy
accidentally clicked it.
That's what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
Alright, well, we know someone who knows a lot about emitters down by the coast, so we'll head that way.
It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Well, Titus respects us. Nice. And our logic's maxed out, so now I'm going to start pumping the perception. Until perception's maxed out. Oh no, wait. We wanted to put a point in composure before that. Except, do we have composure clothes? Or anything that loses us composure first? Nothing for that. How about composure here? I think composure was yellow, so looking out for yellow C word. Composure. Alright, I remember. Are those my only thing with composure? Is that what that is? I think so. Yeah. Alright, let's try this again.
Hi again, Gendarme.
It's the sports. He's a sport.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Try it again later. I think I will put a point into perception next time, though. I don't really care about having a high composure, but Kim saying his perception sucks makes me want to put points into it. After that, I'm thinking visual calculus. We start boosting a bit. Especially because we're nearing the end, it feels like, of solving the case. So then being able to, like, put the pieces together seems visual calculus-y. Alright, so what do we got here? Get our gun back, go to the village. So both things are in the village. We're kind of nearing the time. So, to the shacks. Hello? You know Ruby? Wait, what?
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards. Oh?
Suspect stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Last few days, might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out.
maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Is this Joyce? Hello? Joyce, what are you doing over here?
I'll just keep the Corda Lacey in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, jetty, oh, jetty.
What about electrochemistry? Electrochemistry can eat my dick. That's not this playthrough.
It's good to see you here, detectives. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
I'll definitely, when I play this game again, I do want to do a playthrough that's like crazy high red stats, crazy high yellow stats, crazy high blue stats, and then like another one that's like just a cheat playthrough where all of the stats are just super high.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
You been spying?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Corda Lacey red. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White. How do I like it?
She cast her gaze towards the village. Slush melting in cinder blocks. Construction work half left unfinished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
Oh, God. Nothing.
She could easily just...
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay.
I'm not going to reassure her, because the lady was like, yeah, the whole reason I have the sword is just to, like, so people think it's threatening, so people don't fuck with me. But, like, really, I don't know how to fucking use it. So, like, I don't want to, like, throw her into the bus by, like, reassuring this lady. The whole point of the sword is to make people like this feel unsafe.
Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means, this island of matter, or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? Godspeed, detectives.
Thank you, ma'am. Do keep an eye on your boat.
Yeah, I didn't really want to, like, have a whole discussion with her. I was just kind of like, oh, what's she doing here? Hi, old lady.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Oh, yeah, we, in case you don't know, Jan, we live with her now. for some reason. So you know.
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Old lady, what the fuck you expect?
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
Yeah, we literally live with her now. Our character moved into her house.
He's a sharp one.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
Yeah, let's use the story she told us.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Alright, let's go check out our house. How I can see what happens, I just don't understand. I was telling you something that happened before. That we, like, live in a shack now. I'm not telling you to, like, see what happens or understand that. Just... It is a straight... We live in shack. Period. Don't need to know why. Don't need to think about it. Just, okay. Floorboards. We can finally look at them, even though Shivers told us a year ago.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
The implications of it before were just because it was stupid. But now it, like, is actually important, so it's, like, kind of feels shitty.
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with.
Is the washerwoman the woman that has her gun?
It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops.
Oh, so the person who has my gun is... Oh. Oh no. Still chugging on the loads. I don't know what's up with that. I, like, kinda want to blame the update still.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why you got bullets?
What can I help you with? Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
So she rented the room?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag. After a long silence, her hand moves into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Kim, you and your sports car.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Anything else?
No.
The truth, sire.
What is she like?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she had a bullet?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
Heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. Have you ever witnessed that kind of behavior?
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do.
She have a radio?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Is she gonna be in that fucking door that's like, you need a 20 in strength or something to open it?
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The failed electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Alright.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her. She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
That's what they all say. All of the movies and books and shit, anytime anything happens. Oh, they are a good person. You should go easy on them. They only murdered someone with a gun in their head.
Winter, slow to let go of Rivershore. Flecks some more wet snow from above. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring. You're warm in your hat and your coat. Like a well-equipped explorer, you comfortably survey the white landscape. More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles, grey and red forgotten city blocks, what remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
If it's behind that door, there'll be a workaround. Yeah, for sure. There'll definitely be a workaround if it's in that door. He's a good boy. Yeah.
The waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of San Martin, a boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet. Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning. Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums, and for fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper. After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty. How can it be pure if it's magenta? Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know. Few Petit Rat return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water. The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds. Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king. A fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood. Clean white light coming from the windows of a clean cube-shaped office building hidden amidst ruins. A secret. The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the Revolution. A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul. The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets. Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far. The Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild Pines, Zam, Morian, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
Do fish drink, or do they just breathe? There's like actually an answer to that like is true, but like I forget what it is, so I don't want to like answer the question and sound stupid.
The raised motorway 881, with vehicles whooshing past one another day and night, while those who reside beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the pox.
I think it's described as like, you know, when you get the fish out of water, it's sitting there like kind of gasping and trying to like breathe, but because it breathes through like, you know, a different system than what like we breathe, because it has gills and all that like it does breathe. So like it is breathing the water. It doesn't just drink it. It's not going down its throat, you know, it's doing it through its gills, and then whatever system its gills use filtered oxygen or whatever to make fish work.
Was once
I don't know. I'm not a fucking
for reflection and recuperation
marine biologist.
Of the old military hospital.
I'm an environmentalist.
In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off. Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace. A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells. The stairs descend to Central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there, in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers. A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind. Near, snow falls into dark water. She prays, though she doesn't believe. There is a hum in the air. That's all. Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle. Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it, but who knows?
Huh.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
Kim's just been standing there waiting for us to do something this whole time. I like that as an interaction. Slit of concrete here, sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Hello.
There's no echo and no answer.
Jim, what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we find Ruby?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now.
Brownie versus Cookie? Wait, no, that would be wrong. Cookie's the right choice. Yeah, why is Brownie wrong? Kel. Now, that's more curious than your actual answer.
In conclusion, she could be under any building. I hope not.
I wanted to swing by the church and talk to the lady in there. You don't want... Sometimes you don't want chocolate. Brownies don't always have to be chocolate brownies, right? You don't necessarily need to have chocolate to make quote-unquote brownies, right? Correct? I do think Cookie is a lot more versatile. Can I talk to you?
Yes, what is it?
Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Alright, I was hoping to ask her about the Ulan thing, but I guess not.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex.
Need visual calculus. What is a non-chocolate brownie? I don't know. Look it up. Tell me what some non-chocolate brownies are. They do exist. Arguably, like, if you follow all the same instructions to making a brownie, but replace chocolate with something else that, like, can melt into it, you arguably still have a brownie, but just not a chocolate brownie. Right? Or is the chocolate what makes it a brownie? Or is it just the fact that it's brown and, like, a small weird cake? Are blondies just not chocolate brownies? Oh, that guy and his kid are gone.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms.
See, Jan wants to replace the chocolate with beans, apparently.
Feld Electrical. You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Come on, demon magic, let's do it, 97?
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there, in the dusk hour, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it. In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
She's down there.
Thanks, demon.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building.
Kim's just down.
Basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Oh, Savoir-faire, no, we suck at you.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Gotta go alone without Kim. Savoir-faire's 4. We might do a hard save here, and then see what happens. Because I have a level here that I could put to Savoir-faire to make this easier. Man, this is just chugging. I wonder if it's also because I've never rotated saves, I just keep adding more, that maybe there's some sort of like memory leak. Oh, this looks like a path. If this is a path instead of this, might take that point in something else.
Out from beneath the rotten boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the fell building? A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder. At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all. As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side. And nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
He means the pipe must be coming from somewhere in the building.
And it's right here. A maintenance door.
It's jammed shut.
Ah,
the subtle
fuck.
approach isn't going to work on this one.
Alright. Let's put on our physical instrument. What have we got for that? Just like literally just this? No, just this? I think it's just that for physical instrument. Yeah.
Behind the pipe, the maintenance entrance door. You and the lieutenant lean all your weight into pushing the doors apart, but you're not quite synchronizing your efforts. They slam shut again before you can enter.
Let's take a breather and try this again later. It's very tough.
Alright, so much for that. Equip this. Try over here, I guess. I guess we'll try the ladder. Then. See how that. How do I feel about hazelnuts? I don't. I don't know if I've ever eaten just like hazelnuts.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180? Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
We just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Just needs a bit where's your adventure, Kim?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
Wow, it won't hurt to try. How do you know you can't teleport?
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
Teleport to the roof, 72? Do I got savoir-faire stuff? Since we can teleport, apparently? Come on, give me something that lets me teleport. Teleportation glasses, apparently. And any teleportation clothes? No. Anything that I have that's screwing with that? Let's see on the side. Savoir-faire is getting a +1. Anything losing it? No. Alright, let's do it.
The rusty ladder leads.
Teleport!
On second thought, maybe teleportation isn't a thing.
Sucks.
Because you're just standing there squeezing your buttocks and nothing is happening.
You're not. Please, don't try to climb the building. We'll get in another way.
Oh, that sucks. I have a point. Oh, I do have a point. So I can try that again. I want to teleport. Savoir-faire, you finally get your point.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you need to
teleport
is close your eyes and concentrate.
Here we go.
Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is... Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
Bam! You find yourself on the roof.
What?
Having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Cab.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
I should've got my gun before doing this. Oh well, I'll probably just die. What? We teleported. And then Kib told me, no I didn't, I just climbed it. But we teleported. We let Savoir-faire take over our body, and so as far as our consciousness regaining, we were at the top. I think John is right in prior streams saying we just have the power of insanity.